Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Welcome to my art studio here in beautiful West Virginia. I thought it would be fun to take a look back and see how this little studio went from a woodshed to an art studio in a matter of, perhaps a few months. So let's take you back to the beginning and to this mess. First, there was a whole lot of sorting to do. What to keep, what to donate, and what was just trash.
Alright, this is electric, so this is keeping it. Are we keeping it over here, or are we keeping it over there?
No, we'll move everything out.
Once we found the shed, it was time to start insulating. This is a messy job, and unfortunately we were doing it on a pretty hot day, but masks, gloves, and eye protection were required. We started with the walls, and also the ceiling insulation got done, and the temperature seemed to feel a little bit better in the new studio space. Next, it's time to cover that insulation with some wall material. I was going for kind of a rustic look in this woodshed, and so we decided to try some wood paneling. All right, the walls are all up. Yay! One more surface area to cover, and that was the ceiling. Our necks and shoulders were a bit sore after this one. The ceiling also had some fun little angles that we had to work around. those boards there are cedar boards that got left here. They're cedar trim. And my plan is to, if I pan up here, put them along between the wall and ceiling as trim. So today's plan is to get those stained.
But before we install this cedar trim, I want to whitewash the walls. That way I don't have to worry about taping off any areas and getting any white paint on the freshly stained cedar trim. I decided to whitewash the walls because I want to hang artwork on the walls and I want it to pop off of a clean white surface, kind of more crisp, and add a little bit more lightness to the space. Still a rustic feel, and this way the grain of the wood still shows through, but just brightens up the space a bit.
Things are starting to get there in the studio, and I really think it's starting to look quite good.
Hey.
And just like that, we are back to exercising our shoulder and neck muscles, back to finishing up this ceiling. We're also back to cutting and figuring out some very peculiar angles in the ceiling, but taking our time so that everything comes out beautifully and it all fits together.
All right, here is the finished ceiling. First floorboard going down.
We do have to do these the other way.
And we're rethinking.
Because you have to nail into the tongue.
Oh,
Don't
yeah, yeah.
At an angle.
Okay. This is what happens.
Time out.
We think we have it, and then we don't have it. So then we...
Oh, we got it.
Little airplane spin.
Don't trip. Right, I'm thinking of that correctly.
I think so.
Otherwise we wouldn't have anywhere to nail.
Now, I think the first board is going in.
With the floor done, it was now time to move on to some baseboard and trim work. Some final details, and the shed conversion to studio is so close to being done. I must have said that 100 times throughout these videos, but it really is so close to being done.
Take 2 with the right size nails.
That seems better.
Now just check your bottom to make sure you're not pulling out too far or whatever.
I moved my weight cabinets that I had in the Northeast Ohio studio back down here to West Virginia, and we are just getting them in place, making sure that they're going to work in the space. I want to set up a nice big L-shaped work table. So, and of course we're reusing the top, which was a slate top from Matt's childhood, teenage years pool table that we refurbished into my work table. It looks like that L-shaped work area is going to work out perfectly in the space. So now I just need to clear off all of these tools and seal both work surfaces. The slate is getting sealed with a stone sealer, and then I'm sealing some cement board with some microcrystalline wax for the other work surface.
And there you have it. That is how this shed became my art studio. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you some of the final results of this. And yeah, let me just show you. All right, so there is the large L-shaped work area back there. Up in the loft, that up here is still very much a work in progress. All of that insulation is eventually going to go into the pole barn areas when we finish that out. So just ignore that for now. Then if we come around to the other side of that L-shaped area, this is where I will be standing and painting and all of that stuff. There is still some boxes, quite a few boxes actually, that need to be unpacked. A lot of boxes that need to be unpacked. But this kind of gives you an idea of the work area back here. It's a nice big work area. And then facing the other direction, this whole area is probably going to get changed around. That freezer there is eventually going to go into the pole barn as well. And then this dresser cabinet and this dresser cabinet, I'm not sure where they're eventually going to go, but right now they're housing some tools and things. Because the pole barn is not heated or air conditioned and it gets very, very hot in there right now, some of this stuff is going to stay in here probably for at least several months, but that's okay. That chair and the library card catalog, of course, is going to be staying in here. And there's even a hook on the door where I can hang my painting apron. And just to give you a better idea of the layout, here is where you come in to the studio. So I have a lot of unpacking still left to do, so I'm not ready for a complete studio tour. But as soon as I get the unpacking done, which will hopefully be in the next couple weeks, I will take you on a full studio tour showing you all of the storage areas. I really do hope you enjoyed coming along on this shed to studio conversion project. If you did, it really does help me out if you give it a great big thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed and would consider doing so, that also very much helps me out. Again, thanks so very, very, very much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.